Okay, well, let's get started. Nice to see you, Zack Attack. Glad you're having a good day. So yeah, I've been watching lots of campaign building and homebrewing on Twitch, and decided I want to make my campaign in Fantasy Grounds today. So let me switch over here so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. So many windows open. Oh, you got a Warhammer Chaos kit today. Is that a... I know Warhammer is like a miniature game? Or is that an actual video game? Because if it's the miniatures, that's pretty cool. Oh, nice. Hey, Bobicus, how you doing? I've always wanted to like play those miniature games, like Star Wars miniatures or Warhammer or something, but I'm poor, man. I can't do that. Those things cost so much money. Yeah. Okay, well, why don't I drop some links in chat just to get us started, to show you what I'm kind of working off of and what we're going to be importing. So many dollars. Yeah. So that's the big world is the Hixunt Draconis, and the Federation of the Sword is the smaller, more regional setting. As it's been built to now, and I should really open Roll20 just in case to see what I did in Roll20. Because I've played 2 campaigns up to level like 3 before the party fell apart in this world setting, and the overarching story has stayed the same, but I have changed quite a bit of the actual encounters the players do. So first I want to just put in the world, and then we'll worry about encounters and so on and so forth, because I'd rather just build encounters and then be able to put them anywhere in the campaign, as long as they're level appropriate, so to speak. I think that's good. Okay, I know there's a Warhammer video game, like there's a Warhammer Total War, which I really want to play. I haven't bought it yet. I love Total War games, and the fantasy setting would be pretty cool. Oh, it's not Warhammer, it's... What is it? Something else. Warhammer is the sci-fi thing, right? Did you make these, or is this given starting point? I made those. So these are the PDFs I've been using to give to players, Bobicus, up until now. Yeah. I made those using one software or another. Let me see, what do I have in Roll20 here? I have lots of maps for sure, pictures. Lots of images. I don't even know where I have all this stuff saved on my computer. Oh, I bet I know where it is. It should be my roleplay folder. Hopefully it's all well organized. I haven't looked at this stuff for probably close to a year. Was the last time I actually played in the world. D&D. There's my setting folder. Lots of maps and images, perfect. Should make it pretty easy to do all this. Except the fact that I have like 10 things open at once. Let me see if I can pull up chat on my phone. That way I don't have to have chat open on another screen. I can use my tool monitors to the best of their ability. There we go. Sounds good. Okay, so let's start. I don't think I need to start big. I think we need to start just with something small, just with the Federation. I don't even know if I like the name for this. The Federation of the Sword. This is basically... Okay, I should import one map to make it all easy for you. I'm essentially... And I did pull up a bunch of stuff for other things. New... Okay. So I basically have been using Fantasy Ground... Not Fantasy Grounds. The Forgotten Realms maps to handle all of this. So rather than making my own maps, I have simply been using maps from the Forgotten Realms setting, and keeping their geographic location the same, but I have been rearranging like what happens there, who lives there. So the map geography, so to speak, of the world is the same, but what the world looks like and what goes on is very, very different. So I want to see if I can't find my... I had a big map. Oh, there it is. See if I can import this map and then bring it up for you all. There we go. Oh, that's really big. So basically what I did was I just drew in paint the borders of the five nations. We have green country down here, red country over here, white is kind of in the middle, black is on this area over here, and then blue is back on the Sword Coast, essentially. So that's what I've been using. Game Shop, it is the most popular game in the world. Yes, I know that. I know several people who... I watched some YouTubers and stuff play it. It looked pretty cool. Very popular in Britain. First edition published in 1987. Wow. Latest edition was 3 years ago. Got it from the wiki. Nice. Okay, I didn't realize it was that old. I guess I should have expected that at least, but... yeah. Sounds good. Okay, so where was I? Oh, so that's basically the world map and the divisions, roughly. You can zoom in here. Basically, I tried to follow some natural borders, like the river and the ocean. There's a kind of like a mountain range right here. As well as just kind of a few big cities and natural kind of areas over there. Have the Under Chasm down here doing some of the border, as well as again more rivers and lakes and things like that. So the idea behind the setting, if you couldn't tell by the name, is that I really don't like, in the big picture anyways, that dragons in D&D are always the bad guy. I kind of resonate much more with dragons from like Eastern Asian lore than Western lore, where in the West, dragons are these great villains, they're evil, they're horrible. Oh, hey, Rahorik, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. But in Asian mythology, dragons are great creatures of wisdom and sages, and they're both powerful magical beings, but their role in culture is very, very different. So I'm trying to build a D&D setting around that more Eastern idea of dragons, that dragons, rather than sitting on mountaintops hoarding gold and killing anybody they want, are using their powers and their wealth to rule the world, basically, as the greatest beings that walk the planet. At least this realm of existence. Now, there are other realms we can speak of, but at least on the main realm, in the Forgotten Realms where the players are playing for the most part, that is what it looks like. So each of the, let me pull up the map again, each of the countries is ruled by a different... Why am I all of a sudden having a hard time? Sometimes it doesn't actually drag. Okay, maybe that's it. Ruled by a different chromatic dragon. So there is some unknown lore about the metallic dragons, but the ones everyone knows about is the chromatics. Babakis, your nobility only includes people from the cities. Who owns the farms? Are you talking about in the Federation? I haven't fleshed it out too much in terms of nobility, but I mean, technically, who owns the farms? The matriarch does. I mean, that's a true noble system, is a true nobility system, a feudal system rather, is that the top person owns everything and they divvy it out to everybody underneath them, and they have it as long as they're in good standing with the highest noble. So the Federation is pretty open. Nobility is something earned rather than inherited. Each generation of families kind of really have to maintain their level. Actually, I think I did it where there's two different kinds, right? Granted, a higher title includes privileges. So yeah, I have to reread this myself too. If they achieve a high enough rank of nobility, it can be inherited by blood. But the lower nobility are earned through exploitation. So the Federation is really the idea of this true adventurer, true D&D kind of setting. There's an adventuring guild, and they go out, and they get fame, and they get fortune, and they come back, and they get benefits from the cities and all that, and so on. So that's how it works. And I haven't looked at this for a long time, so I need to remember too. So let's start with the Federation, and if you guys in chat have a better name for the Sword Coast region or something. One reason I went with the Federation is because you can see in the culture section ran the world, the rest left the plane, and the world started fighting back against the dragon and trying to form their own countries. Nice, nice, Rahoric. Yeah, so the given setting is that the dragons are kind of, for the most part, benevolent rulers. They're not, you know, raiding villages on their own anymore. You can read about the history in the Ixu Dracones PDF. Rahoric, they don't work together. If I remember right from the... I gotta reread my own file here. They all fought a war, and it's stalemated. So basically, they all want to kill each other. The dragons are fighting amongst themselves, but they can't really do it because there's 5 of them. So one sorts to get the upper hand, another, they kind of turn on them, and blah, blah, blah. And so it's basically turned into a quiet stalemate where everybody just leaves each other alone, because if one person starts to fight, the others will gang up on them. So it's an uneasy peace, so to speak. Some of the dragons cooperate more with each other than others, because of their nature. But it's more like their minions interact. The people on the low level, like merchants and traders and maybe even mercenaries and adventurers, can cross the borders pretty easily. But anything representing the state, so to speak, is pretty much stuck in their country they're in. But so, yeah. Oh, Rahorik, do you have the links? They're in my Discord and I put them in chat, but I think that was before you joined. So let me throw them in there for you. There's the big one, and then this is the smaller one I'm working with. So I made these before. And now I want to put them into Fantasy Grounds. So let's start entering them into Fantasy Grounds. Not just talking about them. So, the place that's along the Sword Coast. I think I even have a description, physical description in the map. Culture, politics, titles, nobility, military role. No. This is the problem. I have my notes in like a million different places. And one reason why I want to put it in this game is because it will organize it all for me. Federation of the Sword, the Blue Dragons. Okay. Oh no. Thought I had my map description. I wrote out somewhere. Like physically described where each of the countries run to. Where did I put that? Did I put that in? Oh, it might be in my... This one. Society, language, adventurers, the White Empire. Here we go. Nations. It's in my big world map. The Federation the Federation of the Sword is a federation of city-states located in the Sword Coast that rule the area surrounding them. That doesn't sound too good. The cities that make up the Federation are Waterdeep, Neverwinter, Baldur's Gate, Evereska, Everlund, Lohork, and Rogersheim. Should really make these things easier to produce. This is our place. There we go. Status. It is a feudal government. Run by... Oh, why is it on group? Entity, religion, place. Here we go. Description. That. Type. The Blue Dragon is city-states, and it is a kind of confederacy or federation, so to speak. That's the race level government. It's of course ruled by the dragon, but the council and everything is kind of a separate system. Okay, languages, Draconic. Use Draconic for business, for government, and Common for everyday. Nothing not normal. Economy. So I'm using a world building plugin for Fantasy Grounds, which kind of gives you these templates to help you answer a lot of questions. Yeah. Sounds like Canada. I don't know, does it? I guess Canada is a You know, Canada has a weird system, right? They have their different territories and provinces. And they do have a government. Sort of like America. States have their own thing, but then also they have to send representatives to the capital for national level representation. It's a federation slash... I mean, a federation is more closely tied than a confederacy. So I don't know how... Oh, that's right, yeah. Because the Queen technically is the head of state for Canada, but she's not the head of government. Just like in the UK. But yeah, that's a good way to... should... doing. Government. With the blue dragon... Lasant... What was her name? Did I put in? Tansa, that's not Lhasa. Tansa. Tansa as the head of state. But she's also the head of government. Like, she is the high counselor. And if she wants something done, the cities more or less go along with it. But she doesn't push her weight around too much. History, religion. In my setting, if you'll look at the Ixu Draconis file, each dragon was made as the champion for a different god. And I believe the Federation was made by... Where's my story? Society. It should be in history. Here we go. Rise of the Dragons. Created. Do I not have it? Where is it? I thought I had this in here. Yes, here we go. Sune took the blue dragon. So their god, or goddess rather, is Sune. Oh yeah, thanks, Zach. That way I don't have to keep posting the link too if more people show up. I am in the middle of creating a Discord as well. Maybe I should put a link in Discord. I think I can invite Rahoric because I share a server with him, right? No, maybe not. Oh, because I'm not his friend, that's why. Okay, let's see if this will work. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if Zack Attack can make a invite or not, but there's that. And under resources, they have the links to everything. As well as the calendar I made that I haven't posted yet. Okay, so God is Slune. Oops. Leader is Tansa. The blue. And I think I decided... Yeah, Rahoric, honestly, like, I went into some Discord servers that I really liked, how they run their server, and I just started copying, oh, they use this bot, and they have this structure to all their chat rooms, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that. So that's basically what I've been doing. Stealing people's ideas and tweaking them. Been homebrewing my own Discord, basically. Yeah, but do let me know when you finish yours. We definitely want to get into that. Okay, Blue Dragons, major NPCs. Oh, there's a lot, but... Oh, on your phone out for a walk. Oh, that's pretty cool. Images. Yeah, we have lots of images in other places. So that's the Federation over as a whole. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to input this. There's no culture box. And while life is most peaceful, it is not by means easy. It takes a great deal of work to make a living. People are very varied. Due to the reign of the dragons, the various races are mixed and live in harmony with one another. Class and professions have a higher importance in society bearing and social bearing than does race. In the Federation, the most common races that are found are humans, elves, dwarves. The other races can be found often easily, but are not as numerous. So maybe that's some of our demographics. I don't know why it puts an extra... I'm copying from a PDF, that's probably why. Could find the original file, but... There we go. Make that look nice. Formatting is just as important. Some people don't think so. But I think so. Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, the invite should be good. But he's out for a walk, so we won't worry about it. Looks great. Okay, so... what else can I copy? Politics. That might go in government. State. The Federation is run by a council of 7. Each of the major cities in the Federation sends a representative to Waterdeep. All laws must be passed by supermajority, which means 2/3. Each of the major cities has a seal associated with it. And I do have a... Well, I have... You know... State. Federation is run by a council of 7. So 1 representative from each country. So the major laws in the Federation: slavery is outlawed, murder is punishable, death, stealing is serious crime, and the practice of banned religions is punishable by death if you're caught. PC notes, GM notes, ranks, history, religion, these images. I don't know how many different little things we want. I might just make, like... What I should do is I should just make a... There a note. And make one called the Federation of the Sword. Might be a better way to do it. The world builder is nice, but doesn't have... You can't share as much, and you can't do much formatting in it. Good to keep track of things, but... Let's put this in our hotbar here. So, the last 3 weeks I've been streaming, I've been able to choose in my stream the quality of the video. But today, for some reason, I'm not able to. Which really makes me mad, because I want people to be able to have the choice of the quality of the video in case their internet isn't that great, but it was working for the last like 3 weeks, but not today. I don't know what's different. Maybe Twitch changed something again. Who knows? I'm having trouble even keeping an eye on my own stream. But I'm not sure how in-depth you want to get with the laws, but the Waterdeep module has a really comprehensive list of laws and subsequent I use. Oh, Waterdeep module? Is it like a published setting for Waterdeep? I will take a note of that, and I will check it out. I mean, if I need it, yeah. That might be a good way to refer to some laws. The Waterdeep module laws. Dragon Heist. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, thanks. Okay, and then in here, I want to like be able to put in, maybe I'll do this. I will put in like culture, culture, titles, and privileges. Privileges. Politics. Politics. Not political, politics. And then subsection special titles. Special titles. Nobility. Current houses of noble, because I always start my campaign in Neverwinter or near it, and so that's why I did the houses of Neverwinter, because one, we start close by, and two, I already had a player who wanted to be from a noble family in Neverwinter, so that's why I made the whole list of their houses and their alliances. So honestly, the best way to flesh out a campaign setting is just to plan it. Because the players will be like, oh, I want to make this kind of character. Okay, well then make everything you need for that character. I want to be a noble? Make noble houses. I want to be, you know, a sailor? Then make a couple merchant groups or something like that. So I just, not let Tirsten like give me direction, Rhorik, but like they are the ones who are like, I care about this in the world, and then you say, okay, I'll make that. So rather than just making a ton of stuff and hoping you made the right stuff, just go with your players and be like, well, what's important to you? And then I'll make that corner of the world, so yeah. Yeah, I even sometimes let players make stuff in the world. Like, I want there to be like a guy I can go to help me with this, and I'm like, okay, well then let's make a backstory NPC and blah 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 and stuff like that, depending on their class and backgrounds and all of that. So works pretty well. Our current houses of Neverwinter. There we go. Great cities. Maybe if you go here, great cities. We'll format all this later to make it look nice. Military. What little military they have. And then the rank. That's everything I have in this handout anyways. Oh, and then the very first thing we should start with is the blue dragon. I think all my ruling dragons are ancient. They're very, very old and very powerful. I really don't like how it copies that. Oh, cool. Connection system. Yeah, there's some games. Is the Star Wars, is the Genesis / Star Wars Fantasy Flight system, they have something like that. There's a stat, I think Stars Without Number has it too. There's a stat you can roll for, do I know somebody in this setting or something like that, where it's like, I need to know if I have a contact in this city. Okay, roll your contact or skill or something like that. And then if you roll high enough, there is. Or if not, then there's like a friend of a friend of a friend, and you can try to make them into a contact or something like that. So I like that system. And it's usually what I have them roll, like charisma or knowledge check, or just pick a skill in D&D to match it. But the Ancient Blue Dragon Tansa. is the current ruling matriarch of the Blue Dragons. So there's a few Blue Dragons in each one. Yeah, just make a character on the fly. I don't want to say there's X number of dragons in the world. I just want to say they're out there. There's not only one dragon for each country. There's one ancient, maybe one or two, three. What is it? What are the other ranks? Ancient, adult, and then maybe some, half a dozen, dragons, younger dragons and stuff like that. But the characters won't run into too many of them, and when they do, I want to be able to use them. So, dragons. She is known for her cunning and ability to root out corruption and treachery. She is a slender for a dragon, but enjoys watching over the city of Waterdeep from the Blue Hall, which is her lair. Yeah, exactly, Horik. Don't box yourself in too early. A lot of people think, like, when they read really great novels, like, how did he think about that? How did he think that far down the road that this would lead to this and that would lead to that? And if you read anything about how to write novels or how to plan novels, I mean, you can do that. But a lot of writers, they don't plan that far ahead. They just set a scene and leave it as open-ended as possible. And then, hey, see what happens. Oh, this would be a really cool time to bring this back in. Chink. Easy. Because they didn't close that avenue off earlier. So you can really create as you write. You don't have to do a lot of prep work too much, I think. But it is kind of up to you. Okay, she tends to be very blank hands, a very hands-on ruler, and oversees almost every meeting of the Council of Seven. She's very present and everyone knows her name. Okay, so I can make these paragraph types headings. I love this. Body text, a list, a link, a table, heading. Culture. From people buried. And we'll just copy this. Just want all this in here. I can mess with it later. About what we can actually want to share with our players. But these might be good things just to be like, you can read this whenever you want. Not so much things I need to share from. These are the handouts, so the player should be able to read pretty much everything that I have here. Title, politics. Go. Okay, the politics. The Council of Seven. I don't think there's a subheading. There's subheading. There's heading. Chat frame list. No, there's no subheading. Maybe I can just bold it. Doesn't look too bad. Bold and underline. There we go. That looks okay. Since represented Waterdeep, all laws must be passed by a supermajority, which means, in case you don't know, political talk means 2/3. Two-thirds majority. There we go. Each of the major cities has a seal associated with them. And should I upload all the seals? I think I should try. I really want to make, like, really make a seal for each one. But that's a lot of time. And that doesn't matter that much. Where is my... I have maps, but I just don't have images. Well, maps and images, okay. Okay, well, there's our folder. Let's bring in... There we go. Where is my... Please, no. Oh, is it in my... I bet it's in the OneNote, not on anything else. There we go. OneNote. History, World Order, Ranks, Federation. Here we go. I have rank images and everything for everybody. Sounds good. The Waterdeep. Oops, that won't work. One thing I don't like about OneNote is it doesn't actually save the image anywhere. Like, you can copy images from the internet and it puts them into OneNote, but it doesn't really like save the image as something somewhere. It's not a file, it's like a literally they just copied the picture. So it makes it really... I need to remember where I saved all of it. Top. Should be a shortcut. Indie. File management, man. The exciting world of Waterdeep Seal. Make a new folder for the Federation. Of the sword, there we go. Save. Now that the first one is done, the default. So this is Neverwinter Seal. Sorry, you can't really see this. I need to get all these images saved and then we'll bring them over. Baldur's, I can never spell that right. Baldur's Gate Seal. Everesta Seal. Image Everlund Seal. Save. Horrick Seal. Rogersheim. Save image as. Okay, so now go back into here. Federation, drag all these images. I want to copy them, not move them. To organize these images as well. Because I don't want to lose track of what I'm doing. Copy. File management has got to be one of the... I love DMing, but managing all the files and images and storylines and tags and oh god. Oh god. Nightmare. Spend more time doing that, just making sure everything is... I can find everything. Okay, so let's go to our new... So here's all of our seals. So we have the Neverwinter. We want to be able to put it... Maybe the Great Cities. We'll put it in here. It does a weird thing once I put it in there. It doesn't let me mess with it. So I need to first put all the text in. Of the great cities. Oh, I actually have not written... I haven't finished writing descriptions for all the cities. That's something if you guys want to help. I have a description for Waterdeep. But I don't have good descriptions for some other cities. And I kind of want to start with what has already been written about them. Oops. But then... kind of go on from there. Oh, like when I highlight this, there we go. Bold. Title. There we go. Waterdeep. And then I will move the seal of Waterdeep onto here. So we click on it. This is Waterdeep seal. It has a dragon in it, symbolizing the fact that Tansa has her seat in Waterdeep. Neverwinter. Description of Baldur's Gate would be nice. Filler. I just need text, so make sure I... Oops, that's not what I want to do. Text. So I can save my spot. This is Baldur's Gate seal. Neverwinter's seal. Here we go. This is Neverwinter. It has a... like some line... Can I make it bigger? Can. There we go. Some lions and kind of a coat of arms on it. Looks pretty cool. Now, of course, if I would ever want to sell this, I'd have to make all the images my own and get rights to them all. But just for playing, I can do that. And Baldur's Gate has the... What is this called? Oh, it's called like the French... What's it called? The true... There's that... Is it a leaf? Yeah, there it is. Fleur de lis. There it is. Fleur de lis. Called the flower of... Oh, the lily flower. The flower of lily. A flower of lily or something like that. Just basically used as a French icon quite a bit. Not spelled right. There it is. That's how you spell it. Okay, so that's Baldur's Gate. Froze for a second, I think. Blomp. 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 Filler text so I don't mess stuff up later. Oh, title and privileges, that's different. Privileges, that's a heading. The paragraph pull. Can I just do Control B? I can. There we go. Nice. Hotkeys do work. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so then we need red steel, which is just a rose, basically. Everlund, which is this kind of like crazy image with lots of writing on the side of it. Oops. Loric is another flower image kind of thing. And then Rogerheim is a lion with an axe. Kind of Viking-esque or something like that, Nordic. The feel I got from the name of it anyways. There we go. So we'll put in some descriptions. If you guys have some good descriptions of these cities, definitely help me out. Let me know. Great cities, Waterdeep seals, blah blah blah. There we go. Titles and privileges. So our... Where'd my file go? So many windows open. There we go. Titles and privileges. We'll copy this. So, nobility. Nobility. All titles and privileges are... There's definitely some spelling errors in this thing. All titles and privileges are awarded by cities and typically apply only to the city in which they are granted. Any higher title includes the privileges of the title below it. A title with honors means that the person has done enough to earn that title multiple times. Okay, so our first title is Freeman. Or Freeman with honors. A freedman. Freeman. Is able to trade within a major city's limits and live in the low district of the city. This title is often given to those who have proven themselves trustworthy trader, craftsman, or merchant. And then we have citizen. Not copy, bold. A citizen is allowed to reside in the high district of a city. It is often awarded to those whose actions have benefited the city directly and is worthy of praise. Period mark. Gentleman or gentlewoman. Control B. Gentleman, which one? Oh, that's where it went. I was like, where did my with honors go? There, with honors. A gentleman or woman is allowed to be present at city council meetings, and those with honors are even allowed to ask questions from time to time. There's a special time in the meeting when they open questions to these people. So basically I have these kind of things as stuff the players can strive for. If they want to take part in the politics of the world, here's a structure that lets you do that. And I mainly made it because I had a player who wanted to, you know, get involved. They're like, oh, I want to go to council meetings and I want to go meet the dragon and I want to talk to these people. I'm like, well, just like any government, you just can't walk in. There are some controls you have to worry about. Okay, and then special titles. I do have images for a lot of these too, so I will need to import all of these images as well. So oops. Their duties. So sheriff is one title. A person granted the title of sheriff is called upon to enforce the laws of the city within its area of control. If a sheriff sees any violation of the law, they are required to arrest or punish the perpetrator. Any sheriff who fails in their duties will be subject to the same penalty or worse. And these special titles, maybe we should write this, can be given to anyone and any number of people. So I think, I don't know if Zack Attack is still in the chat, but he wanted to know who rules the farms, who's in charge outside of the cities, and it's these special titles that do that. These people are often the law in outside of the cities. So these are the ones who actually live in each town and who do all the different kind of take care of all the business out there. There's a lot of formatting errors in my documents. Make it look nice. Oops, make a judgment. And so there's sheriff and judge are the two special titles that I have right now. I don't know if we need any more. Maybe a priest? We don't have a special priest title. That would maybe go under religion, not exactly anything else. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now I need to get some more images. Which one is my... Okay, this is my... Gotcha. I have two files named the same thing. Okay, save image as... Freeman. Save image as citizen. Save image as gentleman / woman. Invalid name. Okay. Save image as. Save image as. Save image as governor. Governor. Save image as sheriff. Save image as judge. We have this. Oops. Control. Copy, paste. Got it. There we go. More images. So where is my citizen? There's our citizen image. Our Freeman badge. And our gentlewoman's badge. Sheriff's badge. In alphabetical order, which makes it a little bit confusing. I didn't put them in. Okay, so our Freeman's little badge is just a blue. Why it's zoomed in like that? It's not what